For years, Syrian refugees were bringing personal stories out of their country of Assad's prisons and torture centres, where people spent years without charge, being treated worse than animals in horrendous conditions. Places such as the infamous Sednaya, where torture and execution was commonplace. But with the Assad regime finally now gone, I headed to the country once again to investigate these notorious institutions myself, joining the people searching for lost loved ones and hearing the stories of those who personally suffered in one of the darkest chapters in human history. Join me. We're trying to get permission to get inside, well, possibly the most notorious building for the Syrian people in the entirety of the country. It's called Palestine branch. Let's see.
Benjamin. This is the most notorious branch, security. Of course, there are a lot of security branches, and every branch has its own prison and its own, everything, kingdom, empire. But this one was the most notorious because, just saying Palestine branch is very intimidating, or was very intimidating for the Syrian people. Never thought that there would be a time where Syria is liberated and you could really walk into these branches as a visitor to see the atrocities with a sense of freedom,
Yes.
Never thought about this. Never.
Just 2 weeks ago, this would have been unimaginable for you. Just 2 weeks ago.
And for 54 years of tyranny, tyrant regime, you could never think that this moment is going to happen. But now it is.
And now it is, and look what's been left. What are these things? Books, names, look, information, logging details, people who visited maybe. Look. Wow. Remnants of the fallen regime. And there it is in front of us. Palestine branch. Wow, let's have a look. Wow, look at this. This was the old sleeping quarters for the guards here, I suppose. Look, the old bunk beds, clothes left behind, army fatigues. They ran away in a hurry, the Syrian army, and so didn't even take their jackets with them. Wow. Look, army caps, just discarded. Oh my God, look at it. Everything just left. All these bits of paper, books, registers. Torn out and discarded. The names of people that came in here and many that just didn't leave. Once you were logged into this place, you were lucky if you escaped. Look at it. Oh God. Has a kind of an evil vibe even, this building. Look at it.
Yeah.
Horrible place.
Very scary.
These strange things just discarded. Like, why did they have that? Why did they have a gas mask?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Was that like for torture? Terrible things were done here. Now there's just some cats living here. The old... Is that the new flag? The old flag.
The old flag.
That's the old flag. That would have been on a desk before. A torturer's desk. This really is the S21, if you remember my Cambodia video, of Syria. Just left behind everything. Look, underpants, still left drying. That's how quickly they ran away. The people who thought they'd be in power forever just ran away.
This is actually a document. It says that it is about limiting the number of committing suicide among soldiers.
Oh my God.
Take measures to limit this phenomenon.
Wow. So, even though you work for the regime, A lot of them were kind of forced into this life. It wasn't that they dreamed of coming here and being part of the army. A lot of people had no choice.
Of course.
And this document, trying to stop people, or soldiers I should say, from committing suicide, proves that basically.
Yes, especially that, like for example, a soldier in the army, let's say, used to take like $7, which is ridiculous.
A month.
A month, yeah, and you know, they are forced, 100% they are forced to do this job.
There was such a cult of personality. Look, just an entrance to a building. We've got Assad, another one of Assad over there. We've got another picture on the side here of Bashar al-Assad, ripped of course. Another one of Assad here, more of Assad up here. Just trying to convince the people that he was the rightful leader of Syria, look. But it's obvious by what they've done to these pictures that the people didn't agree with him. Oh my God, Rami, look here please, look here. The pictures that were taken of the prisoners.
Oh my God.
Look at this. Look what we found. We found pictures of detainees that were arrested and brought here. Look, they took a photo of everyone. Just like we saw in Cambodia, in S21, Tuol Sleng prison. The same thing happened here, look. These people. Imagine how scared they were.
Oh my God.
Are these names underneath the green?
Yes,
yeah.
their names.
And so then here, underneath they have the name. What was the name of this girl? Can you tell me the name?
Najla.
Najla. So Najla, hopefully Najla survived and came out okay, but who knows? These are probably the cells, Rami. Look, with the chains on the door still. This is it, look. Graffiti by the prisoners on the wall. Look. These are the cells where probably like 20, 30, 40 people were packed into, waiting for whatever their fate was in this room. Look.
You know, a lot of people are squeezed in one
Yes,
room,
I can imagine.
Seems.
Yeah, look, these are mattresses on the floor, if you can call them mattresses. Personal possessions, look. Medicines, clothes, little feeding cups. And over here, for all the people, was the toilet. Oh my God, what terrible conditions these poor people had to live in. A little tap. All down here in these rooms. And graffiti by the prisoners all over the wall. Some dates, probably names, cities they came from. Some of the people here would have been here a long, long time. They didn't come for a day or two. You can tell that by the amount of possessions they had. Some people would have been here for months, maybe years, I don't know. Look, drying their clothes, personal possessions everywhere. Oh, terrible, terrible things happened here. Look, some prison pictures, art on the walls, messages. Oh my God.
We found someone who was imprisoned inside.
Are you serious?
One of the cells. He was looking for the cell number 14.
Did you find it?
لقيتها 14؟ No. Not yet.
Not yet, we should look.
Yeah.
Wow. We found someone who served time in this prison in cell number 14.
This is
He
this
found
is
it?
his this is his cell.
Oh my God, let's have a look.
This was his cell. So this is his space, you know.
Right, yeah.
He counted
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
squares.
He remembered the square.
How long was he in here for?
قديش ضليتهم؟
بالفرق 4 أشهر.
4 months.
And how did they treat him?
كيف عاملوا؟
طبعا أكيد معاملة سيئة جدا.
Very bad condition.
Very
Very
bad.
bad.
أنت ما تتعامل كإنسان عفوا، أنت تتعامل كحيوان.
You are not being dealt with as a human. You are being dealt with as an animal.
Does it still affect him to this day?
لهلا بتأثر فيك نفسيا هاي
انا اجيت لهون الان لحتى افك عقده الخوف الموجوده عندي.
He came here actually to treat his trauma.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
يعني انا مثلا كنت كل ما يندق الباب او حركه صغيره فانت بترتعب، فانا هذا الشيء اثر علي على البيت. فانا اجيت لهون لحتى اكسر هاي العقده اللي مسببت لي ازمه بالبيت.
So whenever when he was in the prison, whenever there was some of the guards knocking on the door, he would be scared. So this happened to him even when he was liberated and he went back home. So he came to treat this trauma.
Well, tell him I hope that it helps him.
يعني
Here they used to put like 100 prisoners in the same time in the same cell.
All crushed in together in here.
يعني ما في مكان محشورين في
ابدا ما في مكان وفي وفيات بشكل يومي. كل
And
يوم
every day maybe 2-3 people will lose life.
Oh my God.
Their life. Yeah.
طبعا الميت كان ينحط بالحمام اذا بتيجي بتشوف. بس يصيروا 4-5 اموات يجوا ياخذوهم دفعه واحده.
When they are 4 or 5 dead bodies, they remove them. Other than this,
So
if it is 2-3, they leave them.
So he was in the room with dead bodies sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes he said, sometimes there would be dead bodies with
Oh my
us.
God. Oh God, terrible.
الانسان هون عباره عن رقم وليس اسم، يعني انت اسم رقمي انا 25.
The prisoner here is not a prisoner, he is a number. His number was 25.
He remembers.
How could he forget?
100 people here in this black, dark cell, dead bodies amongst you. As he said, the guards didn't pull the bodies out till there was 4 or 5. What a terrifying, terrifying ordeal. I spent 2 days in a Russian prison, and I'll be honest with you, I was terrified. Imagine spending months here, surrounded by death, hearing the screams. Absolutely disgusting what happened to these people. Good morning from day 2 here in the new Syria. Now we're about to go and visit a prison which was the largest prison under Assad's regime. It's called Sednaya. And we're going with a couple of friends who unfortunately lost parents to Assad's regime, disappeared into the prison system. So let's jump in a car with them and Rami and go to the prison. Oh!
Sorry.
That noise was perfect timing.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Not at all. Good morning, Rami. Good morning,
morning.
everybody.
Good morning.
Are you ready to go to Sednaya prison?
Yes.
Come on then, let's go.
Ready, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh.
We're just discussing in the car just how intimidating it was living in Syria under the Assad regime, because just like in the Soviet Union back in the 1950s or 40s or 30s under Stalin, people could report you for crimes that you hadn't committed, maybe through personal jealousy or rivalry, wanting the job you had or the apartment, even the wife you had maybe. And people would report you to security service, accuse you of some fictitious crime, being a spy for Israel or something, and then your whole life would be changed as you tried for years to prove your innocence. But that was a very difficult thing to do. So yeah, everyone was intimidated by what could happen, because everyone had a story, just like our friends in the back of the car had a story of either someone very close to them who disappeared or someone that they knew who disappeared. And that's a terrifying prospect to live under. So let's go now to the prison and take a look around. So behind the razor wire, there's a massive complex on the hill, and that is Sednaya prison, the largest prison in Syria, up there on the hill.
We won't forget, we won't forgive.
We're going in. Wow.
Jihad.
Just judging by all the military vehicles and tanks that we're passing on the road up to the prison, you can see how important it was to the regime. Because there's just military hardware abandoned all along this road. And just imagine now, as we can see the prison rise up on top of the hill in front of us, how terrified people would have been travelling up this road. Everyone in Syria knew the name Sednaya prison. So imagine being arrested, being in a van, and then seeing this, your future in front of you.
Yeah.
Rami's car makes a rather interesting noise. Oh. Rami's car, whenever we arrive,
My car is
Goes "Arr!" for some reason. Anyway.
It's scary.
It's a scary place.
Yeah.
It's a scary place. It's still a bit scary now, even though
Yeah.
everything's changed. It's still a bit scary just coming here. Just strange scenes, things being strewn out, prisoners' clothing everywhere and different things, blankets, old metal beds just burnt by the side. Here, look. And up here, on the gate, no doubt these are pictures of the people who disappeared, the many hundreds of thousands of people who disappeared into Assad's prison system, never to be seen again. Look here, with telephone numbers. Look, this one's just a child. And telephone numbers to call the number if you find out any information about these people. Look at this one, look, call these numbers. Wow, terrible, there's no information, people don't know, they lost relatives. Fathers, Hamza's father, disappeared. He never found out any information. Never found out what prison he was in, what happened to him. But here we have, look, some of the many, many, many tens of thousands of people who disappeared in the prison system. Just parts of, even parts of prisoners just left behind, just... So it was a huge operation here because there were many, many thousands of people here, maybe 20,000 people here in Sednaya prison. So of course you had to cater for them in some way. And so these are the kitchens. The cookers are over here.
You can feel bad energy here.
Yeah,
actually.
you feel bad energy here,
It's
that's
like
true.
even choosing the place to be in Sednaya. Sednaya is known for its harsh weather, you know?
Right.
So you can see the cold. It's really harsh,
Yeah,
dry, cold.
yeah.
So this is to add another layer of intimidation
Right.
or terrorism
Yeah.
to terrify the prisoners.
Yeah.
So you can see a lot of papers are thrown everywhere,
Yeah.
and Hamza and Manya are just trying to find any trace back to their fathers. But
Yes.
I think it's really impossible mission.
Yeah, it's like a needle in a haystack, but Hamza and Manya, they haven't seen their fathers for, well, God knows how many years. So every time they find a piece of paper, they're just hoping that they could find something, a little bit of information, a picture, or some idea of the whereabouts of their fathers.
عم حاول والله مو
They have a lot of missed people. They are trying to find in these papers. They said this is second time we come. We don't want to lose hope. You know, we want to keep searching to find any trace back to.
I don't
Yeah, so there are thousands of people across this nation of Syria that are just looking at papers, that they're finding files, that they're finding in these now abandoned buildings, just hoping to find something. Hoping against hope, really, because how would you ever be lucky enough to find that little bit of paper, that little clue to the disappearance of a family member here amongst all the discarded rubbish? Here we have the processing room where the prisoners first arrived, and they were locked inside these cages. Locked inside these cages, these narrow cages, maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 people in here waiting to be processed, brought out and then taken up to their cells. Row after row of cage. Look, all on the other side as well. And then they'd be led from these metal cages up the steps to the actual prison itself. And here, just like we saw yesterday in Palestine branch, we have the cells, look, full of personal belongings still, the blankets, packets of food, personal possessions. You can imagine what a relief it was when this prison was liberated. The guards ran away, and the people that were in here basically waiting to die at some point were liberated by the new government and freed from these cells. Look. Wow, Rami, there wasn't even any light in these cells. Look, everything which is closed up. When that door closed, you're in the darkness.
Yeah, even the light, the
Yeah.
sunlight.
Nothing, no fresh air. And just the possessions everywhere, look, drying their towels and trousers. Some of the people would have been in here for years. Years and years and years, here in a cell just like this. Look, imagine.
She has her son missed 13 years ago.
Right.
And she's looking and looking. She keeps hoping to find someone. Yeah, but unfortunately, yeah, she can't find any trace.
No trace at all.
Yeah. You know what, Sednaya? Yeah, some people said that he is inside Naya.
Right.
But actually, she used to come every month once
Right.
to check to see if someone will lead her to him. But unfortunately, yeah.
So now she's just looking and hoping to
She's
find
looking.
something.
She hoped to find any trace, but nothing.
Inshallah.
ان شاء الله هيك بتلتقي فيه يا رب بكون بخير ان شاء الله.
شيء اثر منه او عن او شيء كاتب او شيء وراه
ان شاء الله ان شاء الله.
الله يسلمكم يا رب.
Good luck.
بس
Yeah, so Syria is just full of those stories like that crying lady there. Lost sons, that lady lost her son, she said, has no idea what happened to him, just knew that he was here in this prison, but no news. Imagine that, losing a child, knowing, that's the thing, isn't it? Knowing what he suffered, because everyone who was here in Sednaya, they suffered in rooms like this.
أسد.
جرى الأسد أنا لي 5 أخوة 2 أولاد أختي من 2012.
So he has like 5 missing people from 2012.
ما بينوا السبعة ما بينوا.
Nobody appeared. They all vanished.
It's a common story in
It's
Syria.
a common story.
I think what makes the horrors of Sednaya so visceral and real is that everything's still here, unlike in other places we've been, whether that be Pol Pot's torture museum in Cambodia or the Russian Gulag, Idi Amin's torture chamber. All the possessions of the prisoners are still here, so you have that feeling of what really took place here. It's still very much alive. I mean, look, the food bags are still here. People's personal items, their clothes, packets of cigarettes. It's so close still to what happened this prison was liberated, 3 weeks ago? But you can still really feel it, the horrors that went on here. Oh, it's got a nasty atmosphere, it really has. Look at this, the prisoners' clothes, discarded, prison uniforms. Someone wore that. Maybe they wore that for years, locked in this cell with hardly any fresh air or sunlight. Hardly any hope of escape. So up here is the old hangman's noose. You see it here? On that bit of red rope right here at the back of the prison is where they brought prisoners out and executed them from here. And this was the suit that they were executed in, these orange jackets, what they were executed in for some reason. I don't know why they chose that. But here it was, along here, on these bits of metal sticking out. Up to 30 people a week were executed, they're saying, from this prison, around the back door. Then just hung here, against a bit of concrete. Well, as vile as a place like Sednaya prison is, we must remember that around the world still, many such places still operating, where people are detained on trumped up political charges and face, very precarious futures. This one may be gone, but plenty more need to be opened. Let's get out of here. Well, it's Friday and everyone's going to the main square to celebrate. It seems half of Damascus has come to the very centre, Umayyad Square, to celebrate what will be a new beginning for them. Wow. So of the soldiers that you're seeing behind me have come fighting battles in the north of the country. Fought in Aleppo, fought in Homs, and now they're here in Damascus, the new rulers of Syria. Salam. Let's see what future they decide to build for Syria.
For 54 years we had one regime, one point of view is governing Syria. Now there is a new chapter of Syria.
A new chapter of Syria.
Yeah.
And here is a new chapter coming. That's our new chapter. Here they come. Look at the new chapter. Not a very healthy chapter, but a new chapter. Salam. That's the new chapter. My God. So the guys that you're seeing walk around with the machine guns are members of HTS, which is basically the group that took control of Syria. And the hope is that HTS is willing to share power and give democratic elections to the Syrian people. That's the hope. We'll see. They say they're going to do it. Who knows now? But hopefully that's going to happen over the next few months, because that's what the people here on Umayyad Square would like. A democratic Syria.
Democratic Syria.
A democratic
for
Syria.
Everyone.
Right. Well, unfortunately, that's all we got time for. It's just a quick trip. A quick trip to Syria. Rami, final words from you, my friend. What do you want to say?
Well, actually, we are looking forward to a new Syria, a free Syria, a democratic Syria, where all the Syrians are involved in this process. And for the tourists, I invite everybody to come to Syria. Now is the best time to come to watch all these celebrations. The Syrian people are really happy because this is actually a very important event. It's like moving to a new chapter. We are ending a very long chapter full of suffering, and now we have a new Syria. So I invite everybody to come. Maybe this is the best time to see the new Syria.
The best time to come to a new Syria. So let's see what the future holds. No one knows quite yet what the future holds, but it's going to be better than the past. Surely to God.
I hope so.
So, cheers once again.
Cheers,
see you
man.
once again. Thank
See
you.
you.
And see you guys next time some other place. Goodbye from a new, free, hopefully democratic Syria.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.